I am Vinnie Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, just like the beautiful Miss Gina Grad on the other mic. I think I got a few more seconds here, so I might as well tell you guys about NSNG Foods. That's right, the ultra fat right now, 20% off, but you got to do work for it. You got to put in promo code Vinnie. Vinnie. Go right over to nsngfoods.com, put in promo code Vinnie, Vinnie, and you get what? Oh, nothing. Just 20% off. And with that, we're going to do it just like Mr. Joe Walsh, the Rocky Mountain Way. Rocky Mountain Way, Miss Gina Grad. How you doing, Pumpkin?
I'm good. And I'm so glad that you had a few extra seconds there to plug, because the last time I tried to do my Vinnie for 20% off, it didn't work. So we must be in a new month right now. So I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah, it's only for the month of May. Do not
tried it in
June 1st and go, oh man, I meant to do it all month. People write to me. Come on, man. Look, I've done consults with you. Come on, broski. It's like, look, I can't go reset up a promo code just for you. You know,
doesn't work.
Things have to happen. So, and this is 2023, folks. So if you're listening to this in 2028, who knows? I might sell the company by then. Yeah, 2023 may have 20% off at NSNG Foods. And you get the ultra fat. Gina, Rocky Mountain Way came to mind because right before the mics heated up, I was talking to my buddy. I'm not going to say his name because then I'm obligated to play. Oh, what the hell? I was talking to Don Coddington.
It's the Billionaire Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock. Have a good weekend.
I can't believe he got a radio guy to actually record that. That's the part I love.
He knows like a real imaging person.
Well, do you know what he does for a living? What Don does?
Isn't he a lawyer?
No, he works for Interscope. He's a big wig over at
Interscope. And I thought he was a lawyer.
You ever hear that he doesn't have any big acts? You ever hear of this Madonna chick?
Madonna. Oh, I've heard something about her. Young up and comer, just did Celebrate. Yeah.
Like a virgin.
Like a virgin, yeah.
Like everything is like a
Get into the groove. You got to prove your love to me. Yeah.
You ever hear of this lady Gugu or whatever they talk about?
Yeah. Lady Gaga, I think her name
is. Yeah. Up and coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I've heard good things about her.
Yeah, that's what Don does. He goes around to radio stations for Interscope and brings those people with him. You know, whenever you hear him like a Stern show and the whole thing, that's Don in the background. Mm-hmm. At any rate, that's
so he knows an imaging guy.
Yeah, he knows a few people.
Yeah, got it.
You know, so he could get shit done. At any rate, we are coming up in July, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah.
We're going to be climbing Whitney twice. That's right.
What?
We're going up. We're coming down. We might rest for that evening, or we might take the whole next day off, and then we're going up again. And people go, wait, how you get a pass? We have ways of getting passes, because trying to get a pass through we've gotten knocked out of the lottery now for like 3 years in a row. I put in, he puts in, he gets his kid to put in, I get Serena to put in, I get Tallulah to put in. They deny all of us. I don't think the lottery is being done on the, I don't know. I don't know if it's on the up and up.
It's not on the up and up. Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe they go, oh, these guys climbed 5 times in a past. We don't get, but we found ways to get tickets anyway, legally, right? Where we buy them and do the whole thing. So there's ways to do that.
So I'm going to speak for everybody listening right now.
Okay.
Why twice?
Okay. The answer is why at all? The question, the answer is a question. Why at all? I've been there a gazillion times. Don has been. There's something about climbing and being in the open air and it's not about the accomplishment. I mean, going to 14.5 is nothing for us. I mean, we've done that. Don's done Matterhorn. We've done all the, so, so it's right there. I have to come to LA anyway and do work. Why not scamper away for a couple of days, go live in a tent? I'm never happier than when I'm living in a tent. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I'm never more free than when I'm living in a tent.
Are you going to share a tent?
No.
How romantic is this going to get?
We've shared tents before, but we're two guys that like our space.
I see.
And even if we were a gay couple, I would demand 2 tents.
Interesting.
Whenever we've stayed in a 2-man tent, it was like a 4-man tent. So now we can spread our stuff out in the tent. Stretch out. Yeah, but we'll probably each take a 2-man. A 2-man tent is perfect for 1 man.
Got it.
So we'll probably I'll probably carry all the tents. I got probably 6 or 8. I'm pointing right here. They're right here behind this door. I have 6 or 8 tents. I'll probably bring both tents for him and me.
You have 8 tents?
7 or 8. So I don't know.
How many of that?
How many or what?
Why?
Different situations, different tents, pup tents, 1-man tents, 2-man, sleeping bags, you can't have 1 bag.
Okay.
If it's summertime, you want like a 20 to 30 degree bag. If it's snow on the ground, you want to have a sub 20 degree bag. It's not the same bag. Those things are way different. Yeah, you got to, it depends on if you're sleeping on snow or if you're sleeping on the ground and how cold.
Sleeping on snow?
Yeah, you see, you try to bring a 40+ bag to that, you're going to die. Literally,
you're going to be drenched, I'm sure. Yeah.
You got to bring, you have a little air mattress underneath you.
Right.
They're about that thick. They roll up to nothing, but when you open them up, there's a cushion of air between you and the snow.
Right.
Put your bag on top of that. And, and then your body keeps the bag warm and so on and so forth.
Okay. So how long will it take you? How long will it take you to get to top the first time, you think?
If we go fast.
And I know you're not, I know you're not racing, but.
Right. We don't do record times. There's people that go, they call them, baggers. They'll go bag it, and do PRs and you know what an FKT is? Fastest known time. There's FKT in those mountains. There's guys that they run, they got no backpack on, and they have one little water thing in their hand. And the thing has, in the top of it, it's got a thing that, filters the water, like a little thing.
Oh, yeah.
So when they're running, they'll run past the stream and just scoop it in there and put the top back on and squeeze it into their mouth, and it goes through the filter and it cleans it. They're not carrying anything else. Right.
Okay.
And I'm sure those guys are 5-6 hours, something like that. They can do it.
But what if you're just going? Yeah.
The average person, like, let's say you were coming with us. You'd never
get there.
You would be between 13 and 15 hours.
Yeah.
It's a walk up. It's a walk up. Unless you do the mountaineering route, which you need to know how to use crampons and ice picks and ropes, and you're not going to do that. We're going to walk.
I have a crampon in right now.
I said crampon.
Oh, I see.
Tampon.
I see. There's a difference.
Climb with a tampon on your feet.
If you switch them ever, you'll probably die.
And either way you switch them, you'll die.
I see.
Do you know what a crampon looks like?
No. Is it like a carabiner?
No. It's those gnarly things you put under your shoes that look like steel bear claws.
Oh, yeah.
Try sticking one of those in your cooch and see how well it does.
No, I would like to not do that.
No. So at any rate, go on, ask your question.
So for you, what are you guys taking? Like 8 hours, maybe?
No.
10 hours?
It'll be between 12 and 14 because we're going to stay in zone 2 and just walk up. Have a casual walk up. Probably 6 hours up, 6.5 up. And then we'll probably spend an hour on top. I like to do the Starbucks on top. or I will like to do it. I call it Starbucks.
Wait.
Hmm?
Are you saying there's a Starbucks on top of Mount Whitney?
Do you think you're going to get a guy to go up there and work a blender
I'm trying to figure out.
at 14,500 feet?
You like to do Starbucks up there. I'm like, what the hell are you
Can
talking
you
about?
imagine that walk to work every day?
Oh God.
No,
Calling
whatever.
for a
You're the fittest guy.
frappe.
Yeah. We're hiring Sherpas to work up there, going to Nepal, Kathmandu, getting all the Sherpas.
That's right. What do? You bring a little instant coffee?
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that, Gina. I'm going to pretend that we're still friends.
I'm trying to figure out what you mean by you're going to do Starbucks up there.
I'm going to be bringing purecoffeeclub.com coffee.
You said Starbucks.
I call it mini Starbucks because other people come by and go, the coffee smells good. Can I get you one? So
got it.
What we do is I have these little micro stoves. They're about this big. And you put it on top of a little can of it's how you boil water. Like if you ever watch, movies or documentaries about the guys in the high camp on Everest, that's how they get water up there. They boil the snow. And they got these little they call gigapowers, and you just screw a little thing on top. The whole thing fits into, I could put it in my shirt pocket if I had a shirt pocket. And you just
is it like the size of like a tea candle kind of holder?
Yeah, but it flares out, so you just flare the
I see.
pot on it, and
I see.
When you turn it up, it's like you're boiling crawfish. It puts out a big flame. You can boil a nice sized pot of water on one little canister of that gas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I bring one of those. I bring my coffee. I grind it at the bottom, and you put it in a Ziploc bag. And I do cowboy style. I just put in a little bucket, and I just boil it in there and strain out the grains, and you got coffee. Boom.
Is it just the most decadent cup of coffee you could ever have at the top of a mountain?
Here's the deal. When you're up there enjoying the beauty, looking across Inyokern in that whole valley, and you can see as far as the eye can see, and you can look in the opposite direction, and you can see El Cap. You can see all of that from the other side. You see all of it. It's glorious. You just feel like you need a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
So,
and do you bring enough for your partner, or are you stingy with your coffee?
You mean the billionaire?
Yeah. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
No.
Did I say it?
Okay.
I didn't say the whole thing, did I?
No, you didn't say the whole thing.
Are you sure?
Thank God. It's like saying Beetlejuice.
Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock. Have a good weekend.
I must have said it. I have no control over this.
I get it. I totally get it. And okay, here's a question since you brought up coffee at, altitude height. What if you have to go to the bathroom?
Some people don't feel the need to go to the bathroom after they drink coffee.
Wow.
But to answer
some people are not Jewish.
Answer your question. Yes, I've pooped on a trail many a times. Many a times.
Is there a secret to it?
Yeah. First, and you always want to do the first one. You want to do this in sequence. Okay. You want to pull your pants, your shorts, what have you. You want to pull them down.
Okay, let me get a pen.
Yeah. So you get your pants down, underwear, the whole thing. Get them down. And then you dig a hole. Now on on Whitney, you got to carry out. That's one of those mountains. So most mountains, I take my big buck knife and I dig out a hole and use my hands to scoop it away. And you poop, and then you put the paper on top, and I burn it, right? And then I cover it.
Wow.
That's the way.
Wow.
Always make sure, folks, that you don't do it near any stream of water or anywhere where you can contaminate the water for other people or animals or anything else. That's the proper way you poop at a campsite or anywhere else where you might be out away from a latrine. Now, Mammoth, Whitney, they give you, even when you go to check in, they give you wag bags. They call them wag bags. I don't know what it means, but it's a little poop bag, and it's plastic, and you roll the ends down and makes a nice little thing, and you just squat over that, just like you would squat over the hole, and you poop in it, and then kind of like with the dog, you tie it off on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and you carry it down, throw it when you get to the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, I respect it. I'm kind of curious as to why there isn't a disposal site not at the very bottom. Like you have to carry the whole time.
At the very bottom of, well, yeah, when you get back to 8,000 feet where the car area is, you can throw it away there.
8,000 feet. I mean, when I was in Mammoth, I told you, I was on the phone with you the whole time. We were in Mammoth walking, and I was like, Vinnie, there's something wrong with me. Every step feels like I have bricks in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that's just the altitude. And you're going to 14.5?
Yeah. And we're going to probably, even though we both have rooms in town, down in Lone Pine, we're going to spend nights in the tent up on the mountain. We have those rooms for when we want to shower and clean up a little bit.
Right.
We're too old to be dirtbaggers anymore. And my hair can't grow enough to grow dreadlocks. So,
sure.
But we'll probably go up to a few of the meadows, high meadows, 10, 11,000 feet, just sleep up there just to get a little red blood cell surge. Just for the hell of it. Why not?
And you both are sort of trained enough that the air thinness isn't going to affect you?
It's going to probably affect me more. Last time I went up there, it affected me more than when I lived in California, because I was constantly going to Mammoth and, Big Bear. The Big Bear is 8,000 feet. People don't realize that. Once you sleep a couple of nights at 8,000 feet, that's when your body builds up red blood cells. Right. I think Oscar de la Hoya and a few different guys, they would go train up at, or at least they would sleep up there. A lot of times when I would go training up at Big Bear in the mountain biking days, just to get altitude training in, I would see Oscar, and he would have training camps up there, and other young boxers and the whole thing. They would all be out there back in those days. Yeah.
Now, you've told me before, and I can't remember what order, so remind me. You said the best thing for an athlete is to train up high and sleep low, or train low and sleep high.
There's a theory that goes around, and I subscribe to it: train low, sleep high. And some people say, oh, it's a bit bullshit, but if you can spend, Big Bear is a perfect scenario, because you could get down to almost sea level by just getting to the desert right below.
Yeah.
Right.
An hour down.
An hour, not even that, 40 minutes to get down that mountain. If you go down the other way, you probably do the big switchbacks from the say 10 and go that way.
Yeah.
There's a back way off that mountain where you could get down quicker. And
I've done that one too.
You see, so if you train low, you can use more oxygen so that you can build your muscles in that respect. And then if you spend more than 12 hours a day at altitudes, including sleeping, that's when your body repairs itself. You start making more red blood cells. And over the years, people did these altitude tents. That's how I figured out I had cancer. Did I ever tell you that story? I told it a lot on the show.
No, I remember when the doctor called you and told you to get your ass off that bike.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell the whole story because I've told it ad nauseum, but one of the big altitude tent companies wanted to get, they look for people that they know can finish somewhere near the podium or win, right? So they'll try to find top 5, top 10 finishers, and they'll say, I'm not going to say which company it was, but it's like, I think I mentioned the company in my book, but I can't remember. So it's like, hey, would you sleep in one of our tents? And if you come out in top 3, if you're on the podium after this long race, let people know, And I said, well, like I said, I really do believe in truth in advertising, and I can't take, that's why I spent my whole career broke. And I said, I can't take money if it doesn't work. I can't lie to people. I have this aversion to lying for profit. And they said, oh, it works. And I said, well, how do I know? It's like, we can give you some studies. And I went, yeah, I don't know about that. I said, so I hung up and I called him back the next day, and the guy was super nice. And I said, I'll tell you what, you're going to give me a tent to use for several months, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay, what if I take a baseline blood test and see where my hematocrit levels are, my red blood cell levels, and I'll see how much they increase. And then I can say, hey, not only did I finish in the top, but my hematocrit level started at 43 and I got all the way up to 52. And look at, oh my God, I did so well. And they said, we're so sure that if you use this correctly in the way we tell you to use it, that you can achieve a fair amount of red blood cell. You can recruit a lot of red blood cells. And I said, okay. So they sent me this. I want to say this tent was $15,000 or $20,000. It's a whole thing. You put it around your whole bed. So you see, you have to walk into it. So think bubble boy.
You're the boy in the bubble. Yeah.
You're bubble boy. And I would spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day in that tent. So when I wasn't training my clients, as soon as I got home, I would turn the thing on outside and get in the tent. And basically what it does is it pushes nitrogen in and pushes oxygen out. So as you raise nitrogen level, you're now sleeping at an altitude. So for a week or so, I slept at 8,000. Then I went to 9,000 and 10,000. I was sleeping at 13 and 14. Now, when you get to 13 and 14,000 feet, the first couple of nights, you don't sleep well at all. And those tents get hot, right? Not super, because there's no air conditioning in the room, right?
Right.
And it was me and my dog in there. Me and Sophia Loren was in there. So my dog was getting in shape. And we slept in that tent. The smell must have been horrendous in that tent. And that's how I figured out I had cancer.
So how?
I took the baseline test. I had done a training camp on the bike up in Montana at my friend's place. You ever hear of the Yellowstone Club where super rich people go?
Obviously not.
That's right. Look up the Yellowstone Club when you get a chance. So I was staying at the Yellowstone Club with one of my clients, and like celebrities can't even get in. Like the Bill Gateses of the world won't let the celebrities in.
Oh my, yeah, it's in Big Sky, Montana.
Yeah, it's in Big Sky. So I'm at the Yellowstone Club.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, these are the people that don't want to be in Aspen with the hoi polloi. I'm not making that point.
I'm sorry. They're too inferior in Aspen?
Yeah, this is,
okay.
Like I said, Yellowstone Club, you had never heard of it.
Of course not.
And as someone who's done some entertainment reporting, you should know what that place is, right? So, all right. Yeah. So I'm at the Yellowstone Club, and I tell my friend Patty, I said, look, here's the deal. I need to go. Can you order a blood test for me and just get it? And I just need to have a baseline, and I'm going to do it again in about 3 months. And she, yeah, just go and tell my people and blah, 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 blah. So I did that. And she looked at my blood and went, holy shit. That's how it all started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then from there, as I remember, you were at some point waiting for results on a bike ride, and she called you when you were in Malibu and she said, get your ass off that bike.
She said, take a cab home. I was in the mountains above Malibu. I was, okay, I'll give you an idea. If I had dropped down 10 miles from where I was up at the Santa Monica Mountains, the road comes out right beyond Neptune's nest.
Yep. Neptune's net.
So that's how far up I was, but I was up in the mountain. So my car was in the Commons in Calabasas.
Oh boy.
Right. So I had to ride. So I had to ride through the mountains, and that takes a long time because you're going, 3 miles up this, 4 miles down that.
Yep.
And I was riding with 2 other guys, Steve and Jonathan. And I said, guys, I got a feeling this might be my last ride for a while. And they were like, what are you talking about? I was like, my friend Patty was on the phone, and she was crying. And she told me to get off the bike and get a cab home. We even laughed about that a bit.
Yeah, of course.
And, the whole thing was just surreal. Just riding back. It took me about 2 hours to get back. And the whole time I was like, I wasn't even nervous. I was just, I wasn't even training anymore. I wasn't looking at my time. I wasn't looking at my watts. I wasn't looking at my speed. I wasn't looking. The sky had never been bluer and the trees had never been greener. My head was not down. I was not training. I was just enjoying the wind because I knew something bad was coming.
Oh my God.
Weird, right?
Yeah, I have chills.
And
you would have never known.
I would have died
if you didn't need that. Yeah, if you didn't need that information for the 10th.
If I had fallen, I could have bled to death because I had no white blood cells. I had no platelets. Everything was just, gone.
But you didn't feel it.
Yeah, I was getting sick a lot.
Yeah.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, phantom illnesses and what have you. And I just through getting older and that kind of thing.
Well, and that's what happened to my dad. He said, honey, he's an athlete and runner. He go, honey, I'd try to get out of the car and I would just have to sit for a minute. I couldn't even push the door open. Like he was just getting so tired.
I would go to the gym, the 24-hour fitness, because if I could get on the spinner at the 24 for an hour, because sometimes, I belong to all the gyms around town. So I would just, I remember, it's like, okay, I have an hour and 20 minutes and I have my next client right down the street. Let me go get 45 minutes in.
Right.
I would get there sometimes and I would go, okay, let me just put my head back on the headrest.
Yeah.
And just 3 minutes. And sometimes I would zone out so hard that I would wake up and, oh my God, I got 10 minutes to get to my client.
Wow.
The main thing was, it was midsummer. And you know how hot it gets in that valley? I was still wearing some winter clothes because I had the shivers even when it was like 100. I was getting the shivers. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is as so many things you do are, this is so poetic that in just a few months, a very healthy, very healed Vinnie Tortorich will be back here doing Mount Whitney, not once, because that's for pussies. Yeah. Twice.
Yeah. Well, look, Incredible. You're there. I got to go all the way across country. Don's got to go all the way across the country. And we'll probably climb it and then go to Mammoth for a couple of days, wait for another pass or to become available and go climb some stuff around Mammoth. Maybe, look, there's other hikes right next to Whitney that are almost just as high. We can go climb one of those or something and then come back. And we just like to be out there. And I know people go, oh, there's so much work. What are you doing? Well, let me tell you what, it causes me to get on that spinner, right? It causes me to get out and walk 20, 30, 40,000 steps a day or jog or get on my rowing machine. It causes me to go to the gym right now and get on the stair machine. It causes you to ramp up.
Yes.
You don't get old and die until you stop.
Well said.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited about this. I think this will be great. And there are times often that I forget you're not here, that you're not in California. So I'm like, well, of course you're going to Whitney. It's right here, but you're not right here. So I love that you both are making the effort to come back and do this thing that is it really is important. And I'm glad you got your tickets. I'm not going to ask how. I'm just glad you got them.
By the way, other people could get the tickets the same way. You know what? It's not, it's kind of a secret, but I'll tell people because, why not?
Why not?
Why not? So, all right. So they do a lottery for that mountain, which is bullshit. It's political. It has nothing to do with, everybody would come. They do a lottery and they only let 100 climbers a day go and everybody wants to go and do it. But a lot of people, if they can't make it or whatever, they'll turn their tickets in every day. most people don't know about this. And you could check every day and get tickets. Sometimes we'll get tickets and then decide we don't want to go right now and just hand them back in again. We'll just wait.
So you got them in advance, or you have to go day of?
You have to go day of. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You have to go,
right.
Day of.
You're pretty certain.
No, the day before. So
right.
Because most people, we like to leave at 4 a.m, which means you're up at 3 and government programs aren't open in the middle of the night. So the day before we'll see what's available and grab them, and that makes the next day.
Right.
And
I would imagine that's a fairly easy way to do it, because I can't imagine too many people taking that risk, oh, that sounds like too much work. What if we get all the way there? You're like, you know what, we'll be fine. We'll
I don't spend my life saying what if. If I spent my life saying what if, I would still be living on the bayou. Bottom line.
True.
I don't say what if. When I got to college, everyone, they would walk around, they would see me, and they would look at me and go, why not? Because no matter what someone said to me in college, I would go, why not? And just go do it. Except for drugs. I never did drugs or drank or any of that. So, but
you know what I would say you do? You don't say what if, you say what next.
Yeah. Let's just go do something.
Yeah.
People spend a lifetime doing nothing because one day, no, fuck it. Today is the day. Today is your day. Period.
Well said.
Right. By the way, folks, check out my Instagram today. Gina, did you see my Instagram today?
No, let me see. I haven't been on Instagram today.
I wonder if I should play
it now.
I'm going to play it. Play it for the audience. Because I saw this and I thought it was pretty striking. And I think people need to hear this. Here we go. Self-care. That's a new term companies are using to let people go get a workout in. That's right. They are actually paying you to work out. Apparently, people don't have enough time. So where's all the time going? I looked up a stat that showed that the average American spends more than 7 hours a day staring at a computer screen. Here's what's even worse than that. 2.5 of those hours are done just death scrolling on an iPhone. Folks, don't waste your life looking at a 2x4-inch piece of glass. Get out and do something. Stay motivated. Isn't that a scary stat?
Yeah.
2.5 hour average.
And we're not talking a week, right?
That's a day. 7 hours a day staring at a computer. I run a business on a computer. I don't spend that much time in front of a computer.
Oh my God.
I don't.
That's very scary.
Yeah. It's really upsetting. And it's not so much, and I know people are going, come on, Vin, I work in front of the computer, I work. Guess what? You're not working if you're death scrolling and TikToking and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, I did something. We just got back. We went to Scottsdale for a few days for my birthday, and we got back. And guess what I did the whole way there and the whole way back? I never even had headphones. I never had earbuds. I didn't know TV, nothing, because I didn't want to stare at my phone. I didn't want to just kind of space off into the distance. I brought my knitting needles and I sat there and I just thought about things that I wanted to do and made some plans. And the whole time I'm just knitting. And it felt so good not to be, like you said, staring at this little black mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Folks, next week, tune in when we're going to ask Gina all about her birthday, because I saw some photos and she did look relaxed and it looked like she was having a good time. So we'll start next week's show with that. And I'm sure Gina will have all kinds of stuff for us. Right now, you can go find Gina everywhere. She's got a book out there. It's on if you go to vinnietortorich.com, it's in my thing. I even did a little video on it in my Amazon page. Amazon thinks I'm so cool that they gave me a page. So you go check that out and see Gina's book, My Extra Mom. And she's got a new book coming out soon called My Extra Dad.
That's right. And the My Extra Mom audiobook, which will be very fun and cute for the family, will be out this summer.
Can't wait. So go check out
It'll be
that.
fun.
Gina also has a podcast with Brian Bishop called
The Brian and Gina Show. Very easy. The official podcast of Los Angeles Magazine. We do it twice a week. We just got done recording. We had the most fun, insane episode with the most fun, insane lawyer that is a divorce and custody lawyer and is a crack up and I got a lot of questions answered. So go find us over there anywhere you listen to podcasts, The Brian and Gina Show.
Check that out, folks. You know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner. It puts a little coal on the fire and gets my train down the track. And we're able to keep the show free for 1,000 years in a row. I would be crazy if I didn't tell you guys that I have the NSNG ebook at VinnieTortorich.com. You can check that out. Hundreds of thousands of people have lost millions and millions of pounds just using that ebook. So go get it. You'll see it right away when you go to VinnieTortorich.com. So check it out. On behalf of Gina Grad, put life into living, and let's do it with a little Commodores.